Hi, welcome back to Armchair Pundits. We're now on to week 2 of the show, and as usual, you've got myself, James, you've got Daryl, you've got Leon, but we also have a new member, Phil. How you doing, Phil?
What's going
your
on?
debut.
Yeah.
Daryl, Leon, how you guys been?
Yeah, all good. Yeah, good. Nothing.
Yeah, bro.
Nothing much to be happy about, is there? Really?
No,
mate. It's one of them.
No
weeks,
much to be smiling about.
But yeah, man, all good. All good. I'm glad the Premier League is back, and all the other leagues are back. So yeah, man, onwards for the rest of the season. We see how things unfold.
Well, you've all had a better weekend than me. So
How?
Yeah,
what do you mean how?
Are we talking about weekend? Or we talk about like
Football
start of
weekend.
the season?
I'm talking about football weekends. You've had better football weekends than me,
Bro,
bro.
you forget what happened on Friday. Yeah,
Are you not on the same point as us?
That's what I'm thinking. Didn't you draw?
Like,
We did draw, but we went in on Friday thinking we might be getting Caicedo, and then we thought if we don't get Caicedo, maybe we'll get Lavia as a backup. And Chelsea took both. So you've had a better weekend than we have. Man United won, so Philip, you won, and you guys got a draw. And you had a good performance. We had
James is starting this season delusional straight away. Like I can tell. Like you got a point away from home.
Yeah.
At Chelsea.
Against Chelsea.
But
Chelsea.
But last week that's what I predicted. So that's not different. Last week I said it was going to be a draw.
With no midfield. Yeah.
But last week I said that would be the draw. That'd be the same. That was the result. Did I not say that? That we're going to get a draw.
We've drawn against Brentford, and we've lost our talisman star striker.
Bro.
and we're relying on the fake R9. So come on, man.
Yeah.
Like
yours is worse. I give you that.
Much worse.
Yours is worse than ours.
Tottenham's much worse.
Yours is worse than ours. But yours was coming. You knew it was coming, innit? It's just a matter of time.
Us knowing what's coming is fine, but it's the lack of preparation from the Tottenham hierarchy which is the issue. That's the problem.
Yeah.
But anyway, we can
fair enough. We haven't
we'll leave that for another show.
Only Man U've had a good weekend. So we'll start with Man U.
Manchester's had a good weekend, you mean?
Manchester has in general, but you're not from the city side. You're from the dark side. So
here comes that rivalry.
Let's not even talk about that.
Wait, you said the Red Devils, isn't it? The Red Devils.
Yeah, bro. Red Devils.
Let's not even talk about that advert. That advert was making me thinking to switch teams, so I can't even lie to you.
Yeah.
That advert was not good.
So go on then. You guys won 1-0 today. What was your take on your result, your performance today? And
to be honest, obviously I'm happy with the result. A win's a win, but I'm not too confident seeing what I saw. I was expecting much more liveliness. I was expecting Rashford to be more awake. I was expecting even Garnacho on the left to give us a bit more. But I can put it down to first game, perhaps. That's the reason why. Pre-season was okay. It wasn't really... Well, Sancho played good in pre-season, so I was surprised to not see him starting. But yeah, I'm just pleased that we got the win because for the first game of the season, the main thing is to get the points. So
yeah, you lost last year, innit? First game.
Yeah, 3 games in a row.
Yeah, that was 3 games in a row.
Yeah, that was fresh days though. Like they know what it's about now under Ten Hag, and that was the old school United way there, right there. Like not play well, get 3 points. So definitely take that one. And then Nana kept a clean sheet as well. Although, a bit contentious at the end.
Well, 2 of us think it was a penalty, maybe 3. 2 think it was a penalty.
I don't think it's a penalty.
I don't think it's a penalty personally, but
you very rarely see it given, and I think that's just one of my bugbears. I think there should be penalties. I think there should be penalties.
Goalkeepers get away with murder, bro.
Yeah.
Murder.
Yeah, we know that, so that's why for me it wasn't a penalty.
Yeah, that's how it's always been.
You see that all the time.
So. Instead of adding on extra minutes, they should be doing the right thing and giving penalties when it should be penalties, bro. So these extra minutes.
That Old Trafford, the rule still applies, mate. Away teams don't get pens at Old Trafford.
Fergie's still in the stands, though. Fergie's still in the stands.
Come on, man! All that Fergie time stuff's all over now. Everyone's getting the minutes after games now. You see how they're doing it? The minutes are mad.
I'm not just talking about the minutes, bro. I'm talking about having man in his pocket, bro. So that certain decisions don't get made
Referees.
at Old Trafford. Yeah,
That
this is true.
change. Okay, it may change at one point, but I won't go that morbid. But it's going to be a while before that changes.
Wow. Okay.
It's going to be a while before that changes. But watching the game,
I think people people underestimated Wolves.
Yeah.
Because let's be real. They're in turmoil, and they lost their manager,
this week.
Lopetegui, brought in Gary O'Neill. They haven't been able to sign any players. They've literally been selling all of their key players, all of their leaders, and they literally took Manu. Well, they put Manu to the sword, really, and it's just poor finishing that ended up costing them. When you think about it, like the saves that Onana had to make weren't like, oh my goodness, he had to do he didn't have to do anything out of the ordinary. There's all the shots you expect him to save. So I think they caught Man United off guard, and I think Man United probably went into the game thinking, oh, it should be a stroll in the park, and almost paid the price for complacency. But as you said, they got their 3 points, so for them, they must be happy with the result, not necessarily the performance.
The miss from Kuna, though, I don't know. We see it happen, but you have to score there. It's not going to be the first time we see something like that happen, but you have to score. You're away at Old Trafford. Just have to get a good connection. The goalkeeper's not getting there. He's not getting there.
But before that, really, United hasn't done anything as well. So really, Wolves should have been one up. And to be honest, they're gonna look back on that and feel probably a bit hard done by that they didn't get at least a point. But don't take those chances. That's what ends up happening,
That's it. That's it. You got to take the chances. If not, then boy, if you don't take the chances, this is what will happen. We'll be here talking about shoulda, coulda, woulda. They could have. They deserved it. But unless you get that goal at the back of the net, then did you really deserve it? Because you didn't really do it.
Guess so. All right, we'll move on to the next game. Chelsea-Liverpool. The result I expected a draw. I didn't think we were going to lose the game, but I didn't think we would win it.
But at least it wasn't a 0-0 draw.
Yeah. Change. But still seven draws in a row, which is just
7 draws in a row.
I don't know how we're going to break that. But
is that a record? That's got to be a record.
It probably is. It probably is a record. But I mean, I look at it. 25 minutes. It looked like we were going to run away with it. And I feel like if Salah's goal wasn't ruled offside, we probably would have, because their confidence would have been knocked, and we would have gone on with more confidence and then gone on from there. But literally after that, the fact that we don't have a DM, and the fact they probably had a better midfield than we had, and they got used to their system, because I think. They said it. Trent said it afterwards that they weren't expecting to face a back three, and then all of a sudden, something changed in the game, and they were just in pockets that we couldn't react to. And usually, it's Trent's side that's getting killed, but they went after Robbo time and time again.
Trent had a good game, actually.
Yeah, decent enough game, but Robbo had a really poor one because he was just getting one double.
They were overloading on that side.
Yeah, and Daryl said it before we started recording that I must have been vexed when I saw the lineup, and I was, because Gakpo's played centre midfield or number 8 in pre-season, and he played it in a couple of games towards the end of last season, but we ended up losing 2 positions by not having a DM, because Gakpo should be playing up front out of the 3 strikers we have. Then you should have McAllister playing on the left of our midfield, and then you have a DM. Everything shuffled, and then after a while, Chelsea worked it out, and they knew that there's not going to be enough cover, because I thought McAllister had a really good game, but as Gary Neville said, there's natural things that defensive midfielders do. That they smell trouble, they smell danger, and they automatically run into a position that stops an attack. Sometimes attack may not actually happen because the defensive midfielders run there, rather than the defender just running there and blocking it. And we just don't have that.
Okay, so realistically speaking, who out in the market now, who do you think you can get? Because obviously we know the people that you couldn't get. Who do you think you can actually get?
Bro, they took your lunch money and your bread.
Chelsea had just slapped us But we said, look, we tried to sit at a high rollers table, and we had no invite. And they said, listen, you can't eat here, bruv.
Nah, it's not even that. It's not even that, James. You lot are going on with some stupidness, bruv. You lot could have had Lavia wrapped up time ago.
Yeah, we should have.
You lot messed around playing games, and then even at that point where you then went for Caicedo, why? Like,
listen,
Caicedo ended up.
Yeah, but this debate has been going on, right? Let's be honest. They're not going to go and bid 110 or 111 million for Caicedo if his team haven't said yes. It's not going to happen. You're not going to make a world record bid if you don't have encouragement from the team, the player you're bidding from. So obviously, we've been done over. They've said, yeah, cool. If you bid, we'll accept it. We'll listen to your offers.
Yeah,
and then Chelsea have come and said, no, forget it. We're going to double. Whatever we know Liverpool aren't going to offer you more than 100k, 150. You hold on. Let us get our house in order. We've been talking to you since March, yeah? Tell Liverpool to hold on a minute. Tell them you're happy to go if Chelsea don't get it, but we're going to get it. Give us a couple of days and we'll get the money, and we're also going to give you at least 250. And you're going to get it over 8 years. Like, I don't see what... FSG have tried because we were here last week, bro. We were saying why Liverpool not going for Caicedo. We said it ourselves, and then we did.
Yeah, but obviously we did. The whole point was the money. Yeah, you scraping and scraping, talking about offers that Southampton weren't entertaining.
That's because they didn't value.
All of a sudden you've got that much for Caicedo.
But we all said it wasn't,
and then now you want to try and come back for.
No, but it wasn't a case we didn't have money for Lavia. It wasn't a case we didn't have money for Lavia. They didn't believe that Lavia was worth 50 million. That was the whole thing. They never said we don't have money for him. They've always said they don't think. Everyone said it. Come on, bro. We even said it ourselves. Everyone said he's not worth 50 million, which is why we did what we did. But obviously, once you bid 110,
but now you bid the 50 million now anyway.
Yeah, because we had no choice. Once you bid the 110, everyone knows you've got the 110, and we've lost that guy. So then, what are you gonna do? You're not gonna say to Southampton, okay, we're still gonna bid 35 million for him or 45 million. We now have to try and save face and say to the guy, okay, cool, here's the money, let's do it. And that obviously it messed us up because there's more than one instance what's going on with this thing. What everyone forgets. Chelsea bid for Lavia on transfer deadline day this time last year. He got bought by Southampton in the same window. Chelsea said, we're going to give you 50 million for him. Within 3 or 4 weeks of him signing for Southampton or so. So it was there. Then you have to have then you got the whole thing that the recruitment guy, Joe Shields, who took him to Southampton and now he's at Chelsea, he's now gone to Chelsea and he's looked after him. So I get it. You're 100% right. If we had bought it earlier, it would have been calm because we would have done it and we would have avoided all this. But at the same time, like we said, everyone was saying, why are you going for Lavia when Caicedo's still available? We went for Caicedo. We tried it, but we got blown away because we don't offer wages. So I'm not vexed that we went for him.
Let's be real. Caicedo was only available because Chelsea was shamming. And you knew as soon as you was going to get involved that Chelsea were going to come back because that's what kind of club they are.
But it's the FFP thing as well, isn't it? We obviously, the whole thing that was going around there was we bid 111. We bid 111 because apparently, obviously, it was all lies. Apparently, they couldn't go above 105 or 110, which is why we bid 111. Because at first it was 110, and then all of a sudden it's 111. Thinking, why is it now 111? And then the whole noise came out that because of financial fair play, they couldn't bid over a certain point. But what did they do? They said, Tyler Adams, sorry, you just had your medical. We're not buying you no more. And that 20 million that they had reserved for Tyler Adams, they put it to add up to the bid for Caicedo. Obviously, no one expected them to do that. But like I said,
now they look like they're taking both, and you look like
they have. They've taken both, and like the question Philip asked me in the beginning, who do we go for? I don't know because I've said people.
Tyler Adams.
Tyler Adams, he's not what we need, but he's better for me. He's better than having Jones playing DM, and he's better than having what do you call it playing DM? Mac 10. Better than those two. Sangare, who I've said from before, who's at PSV, Apparently, PSG are now activating his release clause, so he's off the table. But he's a leader. He's a physical presence that would help us. But we got lucky to get out of there because second half it was all Chelsea. Until the last 10 minutes when we took off Salah and everyone else, and we got a bit of energy in there. But
Salah weren't happy about that, boy.
Yeah, but
why did you take him off?
Because listen, Salah does a good job, but he doesn't really track back. And Trent said it during the post match. He said at some point the players realised we need to get away with a draw here. You can't come here and do the performance and lose. So you take off Salah because you know Ben Doak is a 17-year-old kid who's going to track back. He's going to do all the work that Salah's not doing. He's got the energy. And that's what ended up happening. He didn't get many touches, but that right side, he sat in front of Trent. So they couldn't get in there. So Salah may have not liked it, but you have to do what you have to do. And
so quickly, one last thing. So is this Chelsea getting back to Chelsea's good state, or is it bad from Liverpool?
I'll take. You know what? If we don't get a DM, then this is what we're going to see. If we don't get a DM.
I would take it. I don't think Chelsea were great, but they're still in the early stages, and I think it's more a case of Liverpool on what they normally are.
We can't sustain it
for this game.
Yeah, we can't sustain it. We haven't got the presence in midfield.
No.
We couldn't sustain our form. If we don't get the midfielders, that's how it's going to continue.
What about Bartecic then?
He's not. He's 18. He had a really good spell, but can we really bank on him to be the main man? Listen, I'll be so ecstatic if he turns around and he comes in and he kills it for us and he solidifies it. But the fact that that's what we're relying on is worrying, bro. It's worrying. So anyway, I've spoken too much on this. There's a 1-1 draw. Happy-ish with the draw because I never want to lose. But
yet still you had the worst weekend here. Sure, this boy. Anyway, let's move on to the
I forgot you lost Kane, innit? I forgot you lost Kane. Allow me. But so you guys drew.
Yeah. I suppose away from home, Brentford. Kind of got to take that. Would you say, Leon?
Yeah. For me, I was happy with the performance. Obviously, we were quite good in possession. There were a few ropey moments where I think some of the passes into certain players put them in awkward positions, but luckily it didn't end up costing us. But I think it's positive. I think our front three, they look really toothless at the moment. Not really sure what's happening with Son and Kulusevski in particular, because obviously we know Son has come out now that he had a groin injury, that he hadn't got surgery for throughout the whole season and had that surgery in the summer. So we're hoping that he can get back into form, and we're really going to need him because when we haven't had Kane in the past, he stepped up and repped and shown that we're not just a Harry Kane team. But Kulusevski is really kind of dropped off. He got injured last season, and I think that has sort of lingered on. He hasn't looked as sharp. He hasn't been able to beat a man as well as he used to be. And maybe it's that people have done their homework, and he's quite easy to read. Maybe at the moment, and he just needs to figure out how he can deal with his one-on-one duels better. But I think the biggest concern was Richarlison, given that he's been given a chance to be the number 9. And, what you want to see from him is, even if he doesn't necessarily get a goal, you want to see how much of a problem he causes to the back line. And we didn't really see that from him. We didn't really see him cause too many problems for the Brentford defence. So that's my biggest concern. Obviously, defensively, we know we need reinforcements. We've known that for a good couple of seasons now. Well, even from Mourinho days, to be honest, we've been looking for decent defenders, and we finally brought in Van der Ven and Udogie, who look really good. So hopefully they were able to settle in. Romero got a head injury, a concussion, so we're hoping that he's not out too long, because we can't really end up with having Sanchez or Dyer or Tanganga back there with with the way our backline is right now. So to me, there's definitely positive signs.
As well.
Bro, exactly. And Brentford are a good side, so I'll take the draw.
They played very
first
well.
game. Yeah, they I think they only lost a couple of times at home last season as well, so they're a good side. And even without Tony, and they beat us at home without Tony last year too. So
and Bournemouth killed us last season. So
yeah,
it could have he could have even won the game for them this one as well. But to be honest with you, I'll try and take the positives out of it. Obviously, off the back of losing, our top striker that's going to get 30 goals this season, I'm guaranteed that if he had played that match, we probably would have come away with the 3 points. So, that's an example to all the people that don't think that losing him is going to impact us. It definitely is. I'm glad we've got the money rather than him going for free, in my opinion. But then, how much value do you put on that when you see that, like you said, the strike force on the front line be toothless? Son was non-existent. Kulusevski, like you said, it feels like some people have worked him out. But then it also feels like sometimes he's been a bit more selfish with what he's doing as well. And I feel I'll give Richarlison the benefit of the doubt for now. I feel he's playing in a style or a way that's not really suiting him at the moment. He's got to get used to learn what they want. All these intricate tight passes into him, and feeding him, and then he's got to be quicker to get control and get the shot off. He did, I think, it once, but other times it's coming through to him, and he's not holding it and getting a shot off. His holding up of the ball as well was quite good, I have to say, in moments when like Brentford were going at us and we had to hold the ball to stem their tide. He held out the ball quite well, but again, it's not clinical, and he's never going to be as clinical as Kane. Let's be realistic.
No.
So and the defense worries me. That's the biggest thing. Like, I felt was comfortable when Romero was on, and as soon as Sanchez comes on, I don't know whether like the players have the same feeling our fans have, where all of a sudden you're nervy. I feel like
chaos.
It's like even the second goal for Brentford, he gave away a stupid free kick. That was Sanchez. Then they take the free kick, and Emerson Royale's so far inside, near to Sanchez for whatever reason, that he's let his man beat him on the outside and then beat him into the box for the cutback. And you're like, why is all of a sudden has the defensive like structure just collapsed since Sanchez has come on? It's like, is it a worry? He did some, like, his pace got him out of a couple of situations, but it's just a liability personally. And like Leon said, like Dyer, Tanganga, they ain't gonna cut it. So we need to spend some of this Kane money and getting other better defenders.
That's what I'm saying, because you guys now have a lot of money because of Kane. Same thing I asked for James. James couldn't really give me an answer. Who do you need?
I know what I want.
Who are you thinking?
I would
all right.
Tap Soba for one in the defense.
100%. Yep.
And we've been linked with this Gift Oban guy. He's Nigerian young 21-year-old striker. He's raw, 100. But he looks like he could be a problem. And the type of dynamic striker that we would need is just a case of where he can step up to the level. And he's played in Europe, and he's proved that he can do it in Europe with a small team. So it's a risk, but there's no reward without risk, and we have to gamble on someone or a prospect, because we're not the only ones looking for a striker. There's not strikers out here like around. There's a bunch of teams that are looking. Chelsea are looking. Arsenal are looking.
Man United are looking. Lukaku might be on your radar.
See the thing,
bro. And that's the thing. We can't bring Lukaku.
No.
You know what? You know what?
No.
Attacking football-wise, he's done all right.
No. Forget all of the things that Lukaku gets slated for. The issue is his attitude. Is the problem that he doesn't take that chip on the shoulder and use it as a inspiration to kind of like. It's almost like he takes it personal, but in the wrong way.
And
so he doesn't use it as fuel.
It's
almost like it messes up his whole aura. And I think when he's got a manager, like when he had Conte, and Conte just kept telling them that he's the best, he was fine. But with the other coaches, if he doesn't feel that love, then he's not really going to be the kind of player that you need. And Ange don't seem like that type of manager, bro. He's like, if you're not doing your job, there's a next man up.
For me, if you go by how we're setting up and how we're playing and how we played against Brentford, those tight balls into feet from Maddison, like Lukaku's touch ain't gonna be doing anything better than Richarlison. And again, Gift for me is the perfect kind of guy. Like, he's raw, he's young, he's quick, and he likes to get the shot off. And that's what we're gonna need. We're gonna need someone that's gonna get that touch and get the shot off, like regardless, and do that. And for me, Tapsoba 100%. I don't understand how earlier on in the window was going for both. And then obviously since we've paid 50 million for Van der Den, I don't see why all of a sudden now we can't afford Tapsoba. But if we're going to be spending K money, if it's to say that money's going to be spent, or people are saying that it was spent already before, I don't know. And the other person for me personally, to top off what I'd like would be Eze.
Maguire?
So Tapsoba.
Eze? No chance. No chance.
Eze?
I'd be happy with Eze.
Elise is going to Chelsea. Elise is going to Chelsea. There's no way they can lose Eze, Elise, and Zaha in the same window. It's not happening,
bro.
I can't see him going to Tottenham.
Bro. Huh? But the stadium ain't even 30,000, bro. They got bills to pay, bro.
Bro, they don't though. They do, but not enough to lose all three. That's relegation.
I can't see it.
They lose Eze, Elise.
Why not? Major problem.
That's relegation. That's why, bro. You lose Eze, Elise, and Zaha in the same window. That's relegation, bro.
That's too much.
I'm asking Philip. Why can't he go to Tottenham, bro?
Say again.
Tell him.
Why can't he go to Tottenham?
I think he's got more higher aspirations as an individual than to go to Tottenham. That's honest truth.
Wow.
He's got high aspirations.
You know what? I put my hands up, bro, because you come to Tottenham, you're not guaranteed to win anything. So, boy, I understand what you're saying.
I'll be very shocked if he goes.
It's a step up from Palace, though.
It's true.
It is a step up from Palace.
And at the end of the day, if none of the big boys are coming in for him, then
but
why not make that move?
But he's not in a rush to move.
We'll take him and sell him on anyway. Like, that's what Levy was doing it.
Levy will hold him to ransom, bro. Levy will tell him that I'll see you in 2 years, and he'll sell him in 4.
Yeah.
He's fine there moving on now anyway. He's fine for there now.
That's it. We'll move on. We have the Man City game.
That was my shopping list, innit? You know what James is like with his shopping list? That was mine, innit? Eze, Tapsoba.
Mine's more realistic than that.
And I'd be happy, bro. What?
Mine's more realistic. Bro, you're not getting Eze. Mine are guys we can actually get. Just
the other two are realistic.
Yeah,
it's just Eze. That's a dream.
I don't see what.
Every guy I ever mention is achievable for Liverpool. Realistically, we don't go get them.
If we went and offered Palace 60 million for Eze, you think they're going to say no?
Yeah, because
but you know that we wouldn't offer that kind of money.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Daniel Levy, and that's the problem.
Levy would try and go and say 30 million. 30.
Exactly.
Honestly, with Elise's release clause, I think they would say yes. Because, like I said, it would be ruined for them to not have any of those free players this summer.
Yeah.
They would have to say no. Because Elise's got some crazy 35 million release clause, apparently. That Man City and apparently Chelsea are locking down.
So why are we not going to... Why are we not going?
Bro.
Same reason Philip said, didn't it?
It's not even goal.
Aspirations.
Like we don't need another right winger.
Anyway. Bro. But anyway, I mentioned Man City. Man City cruise against Burnley. We all knew what happened.
Like
we all knew what happened.
People got gassed because it was obviously his company in it coming back to City. They thought maybe.
That's just the media story.
Yeah, because they lost 6-0 last year. He lost 6-0 when he played them last year, so he half the deficit this year. I think Pep was being nice to him. Man took off Haaland. And
Burnley played all right, to be fair to them. They played okay compared to how they used to play.
Yeah. Considering.
It was a role reversal, whereas the strong physical team was Man City. And the slick, Man City was still slick, but Burnley was slick.
Obviously, yeah.
Burnley was slick and good passing and good movement. So in terms, Burnley, you give them credit because I like his thinking as well. At the end of it, he said this has to be our worst performance of the season, and that's a good mentality to have. We've had our worst performance of the season. Now everything's better than this, and if the players believe it and can actually improve their performance within it, then who knows what we can get out of them. It's going to be a tough task because he lost one of his key players was Maatsen last season, who Chelsea said we're keeping, and it was a bit of a loss for him. So I don't know. Rodri just looked really good again, and the finishes by Haaland. Come on, man, it's just ridiculous. A second finish.
Yeah.
And the way he's looked at Phil Foden like, yeah, you knew it was going to happen, innit? I think it was Foden. It was just
Foden had a good game as well. Do you think
he needed it,
now that with the fact that Mahrez is gone, De Bruyne injured, do you think he's going to get more of a role this season?
Well, he should because
he has
Palmer's his only real competition now. Silva can play. Bernardo Silva can play left right wing. But
look at that as well. Bernardo Silva, a couple of seasons ago, people were talking about him going, and he's outlasted all of them, man. Crazy, isn't it?
The one was, but the thing is, he wanted to go to Barca, innit? That was the talk, and Barca couldn't get a deal done. That's the
afford him.
Huh? Yeah, they couldn't afford him. They couldn't afford him. PSG were talking about offering players and stuff to get him, and Man City are like, you're not having him. So if Pep doesn't want you to go and you're not pushing, you're not going to go. And I don't think Bernardo Silva really wanted to go. He just wants a new challenge. But he's happy to stay and continue winning. Why not?
So do you guys think Man City are going to probably run away with the title this season again?
Run away?
Don't think they'll run away with it. They didn't run away with it last year. But I think they're going to win it. Yeah. It's just a case of how close chasing pack is.
I have to say, I don't know whether they got lucky with that first picture, but they seem to be more switched on at the start of the season this year than I've seen in a while. They usually start off complacent, and that was probably because of Haaland, but that was not a complacent performance by them. So fair play to them. They're definitely the one that we're all going to be chasing. To be honest with you.
The complacency for them usually happens in like November. It's not this early. So because last season they won their first couple of games, and then I think they
I'm not even just talking about that. I'm talking about the level of performance.
They got Newcastle next, though. Newcastle played, bro. They got Newcastle next.
Interesting.
That could be a really good game.
Could be tough.
But we'll move on before to what Newcastle. To what Arsenal, because Arsenal, Nottingham Forest gave them a good fight in the second half.
After
Arsenal took their foot off the gas. Let's be honest.
It's the two subs as well, though.
Complacent, and then gave themselves a bit of squeaky bum time because they conceded that goal to Awani.
Awani. Come on, Leon.
Philip, tell him
we went through this last season, bro.
Tell him how it's supposed to say, Philip.
Yeah.
Let me see it, and then I can read it out.
Awani.
I don't know. Awani.
Nini.
Right,
yeah, my brother.
Why? Question though is why is he on the bench, man? Like he's
why is he on the bench?
I don't know why he didn't start.
I don't get it.
I don't understand.
He's a problem.
Like,
he's a unit.
A problem, bro.
He's a unit.
Proper problem.
I think the issue is his favourite.
He had an injury, I think, actually.
No, his favourite striker is, what do you call it? The Welsh kid. What's his name, son?
Johnson.
He likes Johnson up front, and Johnson is his main guy.
Tottenham might be him apparently.
Who? Johnson?
Johnson.
Nah, mate.
Really?
Nah.
Yeah.
I don't see him as a centre forward. I don't think he's good enough for centre forward.
I don't think he's good enough either.
If you said Awani, that'd be interesting if you Tottenham went for Awani.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah.
To see where we can step up, but not Johnson.
Both of them, no.
Yeah. I thought you would say no. I thought you would say no. But Arsenal looks good. Obviously, they've lost brand new signing. Got ACL, Timber. So
it's ACL.
Yeah.
shame.
It's ACL.
Apparently it's ACL.
Yeah.
Swear down.
I feel sorry for him because
I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure it is.
Instantly,
That's
you can see that was bad.
3 ACLs this season already.
Yeah, ACL.
That's mad.
Oh yeah, ACL or MCL. I think ACL confirmed. It says ACL confirmed.
It's a thing got ACL as well. Mings.
Yep, Ming's got ACL as well. And Timber's one. Timber was actually making the challenge. He tackled, or he fouled Johnson and damaged his ACL, which is a really, really weird one. And it probably because it was probably gone already, but they probably should have had more precaution. It should have come out second half. It might have been a lesser injury. Probably not, because you can still run sometimes when it's just gone. But the way he stopped and sat down afterwards in the second half.
He knew. Yeah.
So that's a big blow for them.
Arsenal got a few players injured.
Because they brought him in for the problems that they had last season, which ended up probably costing them the title. Because when Saliba got injured last year, they dropped off a lot. And Timber was supposed to be that guy to back up him and Gabriel, and
or even to play right back. So to put White back in centre back.
Yeah. So.
Because he played left back. I've never seen him play left back before. So he played left back in that game as well. So it shows he can play across the whole back line, what do you call it?
Comfortably. Yeah.
But you know what?
It's
I'm not
good
going to cry for
technically.
Arsenal.
Saka though, he's on form.
That finish. Wrong for that.
Saka's on.
Hey.
Every time I see him, I'm saying this is what Anthony should be doing. In the way he cuts it with his left foot and he bangs it.
It's true.
That's what Anthony should be striking.
Don't we know what Anthony's on, bro? Don't know what he's on. But
it's a different level.
You know what? Saka's decision making has always been what stands him out as, even though he's young, he just seems to make the right decisions all the time. Like the way he positions his body, the passes that he makes, the movements that he makes. You got to give him credit, man. He's next level.
He's straight to the point, textbook, like does all the right things. He just does everything as it's supposed to be done.
You can tell he works hard.
I'm gonna give him credit as well, because like I feel like you can't not like this guy. Like regardless of whether he plays for Arsenal, you can't not like him, bro. He's like
just be a hater, otherwise.
The same way I felt about Ian Wright, I'm starting to feel this way for Saka as well. Thinking like, you know what? I like what you're doing. You're a baller. You're doing everything the right way.
That question though, does he go to ground too easily, or is he genuinely fouled a lot?
He doesn't nowadays.
Don't they all?
He doesn't.
Bro, everyone goes.
They all do.
I don't know. I watch him and I really enjoy him playing, but I just feel he goes down to the floor too easily at times. You say everyone does, but I think there's times where he can stay on his feet a bit more, but he gets clattered. I won't deny he gets clattered at times. Some of them are looking at, nah, that's not a foul. Just play. But if there's anything, I could say he can stay on his feet a bit more, but the rest of his game is like 7, 8 out of 10. The rest of it. Yeah. And it's probably only going to get better because he looks like the kind of person that's going to stay after training and ask the questions what they need to fix. I think he did it in an interview. He had an interview with someone, I can't remember who it was, might have been Rio Ferdinand or someone. He said, what do you think I need to improve? And they told him.
Yeah.
He said, I think you need to work on your weaker foot. And he was like, okay, cool. And the fact is, he's going to go and do that. He's taking that in, and in training, he's going to be working on his weaker foot, which is going to make him even more dangerous. Just a shame that Arsenal got him. Because he ain't going nowhere. He's going to be Arsenal.
He's
the kind of guy that's going to want to go to Real Madrid or Barca.
He's going to be Arsenal through and through, I think.
He's not going nowhere.
And before you know it, he's going to take on that mantle from Kane being the poster boy for England.
Yeah,
I
don't think he had it. I reckon
he'll be England's best. He'll be England's star before.
You reckon?
Before long. Yeah, I reckon so.
He's got the charisma, innit?
There's something that doesn't quite fit, you know.
I don't think so.
No.
Why not?
Okay.
I think apart from Kane, he should be that right now. Why is he not that right now?
But he is that.
He is. Kane. But having said that, Bellingham will take over. Bellingham will take over.
The other guy is right now.
Grealish
is kind of the England poster boy, don't you think?
No, he still gets benched.
Nah.
Grealish gets benched. Yeah. He doesn't start as many games as Saka. Saka starts every game. But Bellingham will be ahead of him.
Yeah,
Bellingham will probably be the next.
Actually, Bellingham for real.
Like a star boy, Bellingham is going to be the new leader, bro. The new leader.
Yeah, 100.
Well, if Southgate's in charge, they ain't win nothing anyway, so it doesn't matter.
You never know, but it's a fair point. You haven't done anything to prove that theory wrong yet.
Sterling's still starting for them.
There's only a certain point where you're gonna have such quality players around, and you can't.
Yeah, true.
You can't win stuff in England. Well, England's starting to get that way.
If you're still starting Maguire at centre back when you got a load of you got Tomori, you got these people. Come on, man.
Bruv, Maguire ain't let England down though.
Yeah, true that. But yeah, let's move on. So Arsenal, where credit's due. Newcastle, best performance of the weekend. Aston Villa, yes, it all seemed to fall down when Mings got injured, and it was a rude awakening for Pau Torres. He didn't play poorly, but it was just like welcome to the Premier League kind of thing, innit? So 5-1, and it wasn't flattering because at one point it literally was just attack versus defense. The high line, they just kept breaking the high line. Like I swear, after your boy came on, from Leicester, Harvey Barnes, he got in 3 times.
Yeah,
and he scored one, he laid off one, and one got disallowed, or one was missed. So Newcastle will be a threat. We weren't sure beforehand. We'll have to wait, obviously, and see when the Champions League kicks in.
Yeah, as I said, it's still normal time for them. They ain't had their midweek Champions League games.
Yeah, and
the pressure of that to kick in yet. So it's probably good for them. Start the season off on a high, fast, quick. Especially against a Villa that you expected to do a lot better. But like you said, and Leon said it before we started recording, the high line was just suicidal, bro. That high line was just asking for trouble, especially when Newcastle got players that rapid that can get in behind. So that's what happens. Get what you deserve. Take those risks. And like you said, when Mings came off, changed the game, and Pau Torres is going to be a good centre back, but Premier League's a different kettle of fish.
Yeah,
to La Liga, boy.
He'll help their build-up game because there was a few moments where he brought the ball forward and did well, but it's just the other parts that you have to adjust to. But cool.
The pace and the speed, bro.
Bournemouth, West Ham, 1-1. Good start for new manager. Quality goal, as per usual, from Bowen. Given that he started off poorly last year, but he started with a bang this season. So wasn't the best game, and Bournemouth managed to get back into it. But it's a good start away from home for West Ham. So
yeah, they're now making the signings after probably being a little bit short.
Alvarez,
bringing in Prowse, Edson Alvarez. Yeah, 2 good signings there. There's signing. One more, Maguire. I mean, Maguire usually does well in lesser teams, let's be honest. And West Ham are not in the top 6.
He hasn't agreed yet, though. I don't think he's given the money.
Money's the problem, isn't
it?
If he
I
goes there,
I would be willing to subsidize someone to get him.
Apparently, they said that they're paying 24,000 up front or something. So they're trying to.
There you go.
Hey?
Yeah, they have to pay up front. So they're trying to do so, but he's not really having it right now. So
he still thinks man's digging his heels
in. He still thinks he's good enough to be Man United captain. That's his delusion. Unfortunately,
he's on a wage there as well. So
he's on a mad
at the end of the day, you're not going to go anywhere and take less than that realistically.
Nah,
truth be told,
mad wage.
So I mean, like it's got to show that you don't have to be paying for your club to play for England for him. So
so just keep it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just keep, stay there, play for England.
He can't surely. He can't surely stay for a full season again.
No. If Cole
and still play,
Cole will play because Cole is now in the Chelsea team. If he stays in the Chelsea team, Cole will take his place. Southgate, basically Southgate said that if he needs to get first team football this season in the Premier League, and then
he said it on TalkSport, didn't he?
Yeah. So
he basically said that when originally he didn't think there was players that could step up to that level which is why he maintained his place. But now that situation has changed, which is what he
That's
said.
a lie, though.
So,
That's a lie. That's a lie, anyway.
Okay.
I think it's BS as well, because until we actually see the proof, then we'll know in it.
But Cole got called in just before they went for the under-21 tournament. Cole got called in to train with the England squad in those 2 rounds of fixtures. So he was called in, just didn't play. He trained with them, they went back to under-21s. So if he gets the games with Chelsea, I reckon he'll take his spot. Unless Maguire goes to West Ham and has a really good season. But anyway, we'll move on. We'll move on to Everton, Fulham. Everton, I don't know how they didn't get a goal in that game. They did everything. I felt sorry for them in a way.
Another the stone batch.
The amount of missed chances were unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. But this is what happened to Everton last season. That put him in that position.
I think it was even worse though. I don't think they ever had as many chances as this. They couldn't. They were losing and not scoring. This time it was like, how did you not score? And this is Fulham without Mitrovic as well. So we'll see what happens with Everton. They've signed Danjuma from you guys. Well, not from you guys.
Not from us.
Yeah, he's
Villarreal.
gone there from
on loan again.
They've signed Harrison on loan. I'm not sure if you guys saw this today. So today with Harrison, apparently he agreed to deal with Everton, and then Aston Villa came in and hijacked the deal. Found out he was still injured, and then we're like, okay, scrap it because we need him to replace Buendia, but he's injured. So scrap it, and he went back to Everton and signed for Everton on loan. Like,
wow,
that's a madness, bro. Everton was still like, come. After he turned them down in the same day. So
it's like
it's crazy, bro.
Danjuma had breakfast with them, man, and they signed Foster. So like these guys are willing to just accept whatever it is.
Yeah, like, it's true. That's 2 good signings for them. So, but yeah, so we move on again. A very good performance. I think probably the second best performance of the weekend from Brighton. It was against Luton, so maybe it wasn't the second best, but they did well. Considering they had no Caicedo, they had no McAllister, and then you get a guy that they bought in January that came on loan to score as well. I forget his name. His name will come to me in a second.
It's crazy, yeah.
They're just churning out this Moneyball stuff, boy. They're just churning these guys out. Think of the amount of money that they brought in, like crazy.
I said Ferguson should be your striker, but you probably couldn't afford him.
Yeah, I'll take Ferguson.
Man United striker.
One of you two.
Tottenham
probably.
I'll take Ferguson.
But he'll probably ask for 80 million.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy money. They're just some stupid
crazy money.
Yeah,
and the guy has even had no level of goals for you to be like, 70 mil. But they will charge 70 mil because they're like, they know that he's. You know what? I actually think they're holding him back deliberately. They're not ready to let him go yet. So I actually think that they are kind of protecting him a little bit. They're not they're not giving him a super long run of games. Like they keep bringing him off the bench. I mean, look, Welbeck is starting, and Welbeck has these little moments of, form. But let's be real, Evan Ferguson should be playing ahead of Welbeck.
Oh yeah, Pedro's there now as well, isn't it? Ahead of
well, he played he played behind.
Yeah, he plays a 10, didn't
Welbeck.
he? Yeah, he did. But I don't know, man. Good. Evan Ferguson scoring, new signing, Adingra scoring, Pedro scoring a penalty, Sonny March picking up from where he left off before his injury, because he was on fire before he got injured.
The Thomas doing his thing.
Yeah.
So, but it looked like nothing's changed, even though they've lost, some of their best players.
Shout out to Milner. Milner had a good game. That he was telling people this is what's happening, and they were listening. Like he was bossing that midfield. So and Dawood, who a lot of people have talked about from before from Dortmund, he's come across and he's done well as well. So it'll be interesting to see if Milner's actually going to be a full-time starter for them. That's what he wants. And his first, he doesn't have to play 90 minutes. I'm sure he doesn't mind not playing 90 minutes. But it'll be interesting. So we'll move on to our last game. Sheffield United 0, Crystal Palace 1. Wasn't the most exciting game, again. But Edward getting off to a good start.
Yeah.
getting a goal in the first game, see if he can continue it.
Whether he can be consistent, isn't it? That's the problem with him. He's a good striker, gets into the right positions, right places, can finish, but his consistency, that's his problem. But, when you got players around him that can give him those chances, you need to start putting them away more often. But it was a good result for Palace.
Palace are in trouble, though. Because I look at it, it's a good result. But look, they made one sub, and that one sub was a centre-back. I look at their bench, they got nothing on the bench, bro. Klein, Chris Richards, Tompkins, that's 3 centre-backs. Then you had Jarrell Wilderode, who's a DM. Then you had Mateta. Then Raksaki, youngster. Kamani Corden, youngster. And Naruri Hamada, another youngster. So I haven't really seen them buy. They bought the midfielder from Bournemouth, the Colombian one, I forget his name now. Lerma, he started. Lerma to go with Doucouré, but their bench looking mighty light right now. So a few injuries and they may struggle, even with the experience of Roy Hodgson. So we'll see.
And they've also got a goalkeeper that's acting up and saying he ain't playing.
Oh yeah, for real. Forgot about that. But I'll be honest, Sam Johnson's a good goalkeeper. He's probably just as good.
Sam Johnson deservedly the first team goalkeeper at the moment. But you can't have man also telling you that he doesn't want to be competing with other goalkeepers that he's not playing.
Yeah, he does. They can get another goalkeeper. They can get another number 2.
Yeah, but the club are playing hardball, saying, boy, you got a contract in it, so it's simple. I guess in doing those things with the goalkeepers is slightly more easier, and obviously it's also setting a precedent for the rest of the players that are at the club not to try carry on with these kind of madnesses, and the club's not tolerating it.
As long as Sam Johnson doesn't get injured, it doesn't matter for them. He can kick up a stink all he wants. Sam Johnson's number 1. He doesn't get injured. He just continues playing. So, but yeah, okay, cool. Sheffield United didn't do much. But I'm not expecting much from them, if I'm honest. I think they sold their best midfielder to Nottingham. Was it Nottingham Forest they sold him to? I think it was. To Burnley. Sander Berge, right?
Yeah.
Sold him to Burnley. And I think they replaced him with someone, but I forget his name right now. It'll probably come to me.
They're trying to get Henderson, but it's not going through right now. Yeah, Dean Henderson.
Yeah. Oh, who? Sheffield United are trying to get him?
Yeah.
Oh right, I thought Nottingham Forest trying to get him back. Okay.
I think they're both trying to, but
okay.
But it doesn't look like he's going to leave Man United right now because we just sold Kovar. Yeah, Kovar.
I think he went to Leverkusen, innit? I think it is. And you got another goalkeeper injured as well.
Yeah, so it looks like Henderson's staying now.
Oh wow, sorry about it. Okay. All right. Thanks, guys.
Before we leave, I want to know where all you guys think your clubs are going to end. Where you're going to come at the end of the
season. Didn't you watch last week's show, bro? We did this last week, bro.
What
is this?
At the end of the transfer window, we'll do a recap and we'll go through our picks for everything. So we'll do the top 4.
Well, they said 8th. I said I think we can finish 2nd if we get a DM. I think you guys said Tottenham will finish 7th or 8th with what you've got now.
Well, seeing though, we did it last week, but seeing that Phil wasn't on last week, Phil,
we'll do it.
What's your top 6, 7?
Top 6? Wow.
Yeah, what's your top 6? Because like Leon said,
there's too many good teams right now.
Yeah, at the transfer window, like Leon said, we'll do it again. But right now, as we stand, what's your top 6?
We went down to 8 because some of us are skeptical about our teams, isn't it?
I would say top
in
6.
order. In order.
Man United, Man City.
Mm-hmm. It's just to drop it in there. It's just to drop it in there, man.
Man City.
No, if you're confident, man, stay with your chest, bro.
But the window's still open as well. So Man United
do it again. But commit now, innit?
God,
we'll do it again.
Commit now. Man City, Man United, Liverpool.
Above Arsenal, jeez. Okay, go on.
You can talk on Arsenal. And then I would say Arsenal, Chelsea, Newcastle.
See, went straight 7th or 8th.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Tottenham are just
See, this is what I'm
It's
saying.
peak.
Well, it's
people
because
might
of
wanna
Kane,
go-
isn't it?
People might.
It's
It's
okay.
not even. It's before even before Kane. People might even want to try and get onto me and Leon for saying that and not having the confidence, and like think that our team is all of a sudden gonna be challenging for Champions League,
Villa
even
might
though.
even
Do you know what I mean?
finish above you.
Bro, Brighton or Villa,
Yeah.
bro.
Villa, yeah.
They both did last
Yeah.
season. So
Don't forget,
at the end
Brighton
of the
and
day,
Villa.
it could be the
Brighton
same
and Villa
thing
both
again.
got European football, and without Mings now for Villa, they have to find another centre back.
Look, Mings
Yeah, probably gonna buy Soba.
No, yeah, probably. Mings being injured is actually going to work better for them.
Oh, wow.
I'm not sure about that.
That's
Bro,
cold.
let's be honest.
That's cold.
Nah, bro.
He
No.
did well.
I see.
Bro,
Once
When he
once
came in, he did well,
I'm
bro.
being honest.
He's not
once
that bad,
he got
man.
back in the team. Once
He
he
did
got
well,
back in
bro.
the team last season, he did well.
But
He did well when he got back in the
improved.
team, though.
He improved under the
Yeah.
coaching of Emery.
Yeah,
In
he
all
did.
fairness,
They're not going to miss him.
He was looking
don't
done
miss his
before
leadership,
that.
bro. Don't miss his leadership.
Bro, you forget Mings was the England centre back not too long
Yeah.
ago, bro.
England centre back, bro.
Look,
Him
I
and
said what I
Maguire
said, innit?
were a force, innit?
We'll see what happens, but I said what I said.
Okay, on that note, I'll say good night to you guys. Thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. And if you have anything you want to say, then leave a comment. But peace out, people.
In a bit.
Peace out.
Peace.